Hi there, and today on From A to P, I'm showing you my filmography. So, when I was about 7, me and my friend used this blue hammer looking thing to make movies. It was called the Digital Blue. He showed me it, and he was the only one that had one at the time. It was connected to the computer always because it didn't have enough battery life to move anywhere else. It's called the Digital Blue because it was blue, and because it had like effects and CGI squid tentacles and things. And we used to make some pretty serious movies. In fact, some pretty offensive movies as well. But we were young, so you can't really blame us. And I'm not going to tell you about them because I don't want to get in trouble. What about that? So, we would always make them and then try to show them to his dad. But they were pretty crappy, so he'd watch them. And he wouldn't say much because, you know, that was apparently the right thing to do, because otherwise he would hurt our feelings. But anyway, as we continued to film make, we realized that we needed some way to show other people our videos. And that's why in 2005 they came out with YouTube. We were amazed by how easy it was to share things. And I'm not advertising for YouTube, by the way. You're on YouTube, so you don't really need to be advertised for. But anyway, we realized that this was where we were going to do most of our future filmmaking stuff. So, as we continued, the very first video I watched, by the way, was a video that had like Metal and Family Guy, and then it was about people turning into werewolves or werepeople or the Incredible Hulk or bigger Peter Griffin, and it was pretty crazy. It was some sort of metal or something, as you can see there. And then it was pretty, yeah. So, we needed some way to make our videos look more professional. We couldn't just use Digital Blue anymore and make stop motions and videos connected to the computer. We needed to borrow a camera. And this was not just any camera, this was an important camera. This is where we got our very first actual film start. So, we always filmed things on a tripod as well because we thought that was the greatest technology ever. And it was always a wide shot of us talking, and you couldn't hear us talking, and there was some loud music playing over the background, but I'm getting to that. So, the very first video we ever made was called Invasion. Now, Invasion wasn't just any ordinary film. It was real. It was faux reals. We took it so seriously. We had his little brother in it, his little brother's friend, and me and him. There was action. And the majority of the movie, I gotta be honest here, was slow-mo running to Down with the Sickness. And we did that twice. We ran back and forth. It was pretty funny, but we thought it would be sweet in the movie. So, I always say so. Why do I keep saying so? Beside that, we realized that we needed some way to bonus out the success, and we made Invasion 2. Well, Invasion 2. In the original movie, it was such a success, like I said before, and it was Invasion 2, Invasion Harder. And it was never release-old, mostly because our trampoline fight scenes weren't exactly how we planned. I know I said release-old, but it's an inside joke, so I'm not sure why I said it on YouTube, but it was a trampoline fight scene anyway. That's beside the point, and it was Kung Fu. And you can see right here, I made the same, yeah. So, I'm running out of transitions, but anyway. Our next, well, one of our next films was a movie about us fighting stop-motion toys, and it was called The Toy Shop. And it was mainly toy stop-motion, but we thought it was pretty cool, even though we never really showed it to anybody major. And at the end, it was just us beating up a bunch of stuffed animals, which was pretty normal for boys, I guess. And we were listening to, and 3 6 Mafia was playing in the background. It's a fight. So we had that rap music, that gangster rap, while beating up some gangster stuffed animals, I guess. But Carson, horror films had to be in here at some point. And we made a Halloween spectacular of our 8 previous horror films and then 2 new horror films, and we put them together, and it was our first semi-feature length film. It was about 40 minutes, and it was sweet. It was the greatest thing ever. But I realized I needed my own camera. So I did detest. Why is this corn so much better than any of my other drawings on the... Never mind. But this is what got me to my DSLR, or my Canon T2i, which I still use today. And it's my very first major camera, other than some other like flip camera, and that doesn't really count. I also got Adobe After Effects 3, which allowed me to show off my editing skills that I didn't have at the beginning. Many lightsabers were attempted, many lightsabers were failed, but that's besides the point. And then I joined broadcast journalism. Avoid the innuendo there. And that's... not really sure what that says. I think it says this class, which is actually what this is for. This series is made for that class, and I made from point A to P, in which I showed people how to do things, and I showed people short films. I also made an episode 10 special, where I used a whiteboard and speed and narration with a new mic, by the way, to make a video. You can see what I did there, but that's the end. Thanks for watching. Bye.